Have you ever felt like you're giving your all in a relationship, only to realize you're just a background character in someone else's story? It's a painful truth many of us face, yet we often brush it aside, telling ourselves it's just how things are. But here's the reality check. It shouldn't be this way. You're not a convenience, a stepping stone, or a temporary fix for someone's needs. Today, we're diving deep into the subtle, often overlooked signs that you might be getting used in a relationship. This isn't just about the big betrayals, it's about the little moments and patterns that slowly chip away at your self-worth. By the end, you'll not only recognize these red flags, but also have the tools to reclaim your space in relationships where your value is seen, heard, and respected. Because you deserve something real, something mutual and kind. Let's unpack these truths and take the first step toward transforming how we view ourselves and those we let into our lives. Stick with me, because what you're about to discover might just be the shift you've been needing. You feel like you're always initiating. You're the one texting first, planning everything, checking in, asking how they're doing. If you didn't reach out, the silence would stretch on forever. Relationships thrive on mutual effort, not one-sided investment. Your time is valued only when it benefits them. They call you when they're bored, lonely, or need something. But when you need support or simply want to spend time together, they're too busy. It's not about being available 24/7. It's about consistency and respect. They dismiss your needs or feelings. When you express hurt, they label you as too sensitive or dramatic. But Stoic philosophy teaches us, emotions are not weakness, they're signals. If your emotions are constantly minimized, that's not love. That's emotional neglect. Everything revolves around them. Your conversations, your plans, even your sacrifices, all orbit their world. But love is not meant to be a one-man show. It's a shared stage. If you're always the audience and never the co-star, something's off. You feel emotionally drained. After spending time with them, you don't feel uplifted. You feel used, as if you've poured from your cup until there's nothing left for you. A healthy relationship should refill your soul, not empty it. So what do you do with this realization? This is where Western psychology and Stoicism meet. First, acknowledge the truth without resentment. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You can't control how others treat you, but you can control what you tolerate. Start by setting boundaries, not as walls to shut others out, but as filters to protect your peace. Communicate your needs clearly. Observe who respects them and who fades away. The ones who stay, those are your people. And if you've been the one using others, knowingly or not, pause and reflect. What emptiness are you trying to fill? What fear drives your need to control or take more than you give? Healing starts with self-awareness. In the end, remember this. You are not hard to love. You are not too much. You are simply seeking a connection that sees you, values you, and chooses you, not for convenience, but for who you truly are. Let go of what depletes you. Gravitate toward what grows you. Because love, real love, is never one-sided. This is when someone is present in your life only when it suits them. They're always ready to receive support, but rarely available to offer the same in return. It's a common, yet painful dynamic, where the relationship becomes one-sided and emotionally draining. Seneca once observed, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." But in relationships marked by selective availability, kindness becomes a one-way street. These interactions are driven by convenience, not genuine care or emotional reciprocity. When someone shows up only when they benefit, it's a strong sign that true commitment and concern are missing. Marcus Aurelius said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." And that's the key. Your response to this imbalance matters. It's about recognizing your own worth and not accepting being treated as a second option. Selective availability isn't just about physical presence. It's about emotional presence too. If you're always offering a listening ear or support, but don't receive the same when you need it, you're in an unbalanced relationship. This leads to emotional fatigue, frustration, and loneliness. As Epictetus said, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. In healthy relationships, this applies to both people. But when only one person is doing the listening, it becomes emotionally exhausting. From a psychological perspective, reciprocal support is a foundation of strong relationships. The concept of reciprocity, giving and receiving, is deeply rooted in how we form trust and emotional safety. When this is missing, it can lead to emotional strain and lower self-esteem. Recognizing these patterns is the first step. Then comes the courage to act, through honest communication, boundary setting, or even reconsidering the relationship itself. And as Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. So instead of becoming bitter or mimicking their behavior, choose to stay true to your values. Seek relationships that nurture you and offer mutual respect. Now, let's look at the third sign: absence of genuine interest. This strikes at the very core of meaningful connection. In a real relationship, there's mutual curiosity, an investment in each other's stories, emotions, and lives. But when someone shows little to no interest in who you are, what you feel, or what you dream of, the relationship becomes shallow and transactional. Aristotle believed in the friendship of the good, where relationships are built on mutual virtue and appreciation. A lack of genuine interest fails to meet even the basic level of that idea. Seneca might argue that this reflects a lack of mutual benefit and respect, key ingredients for any real relationship. When someone doesn't care about your struggles, your growth, or your well-being, it's a sign of emotional detachment. Plato, with his idealistic view of human connection, might have called it a failure to recognize the form of true friendship, an ideal built on empathy, shared growth, and deep understanding. In his view, real relationships should reflect a deeper understanding and genuine connection between individuals. When that depth is missing, the relationship becomes a shallow version of what it could truly be. The absence of sincere interest in someone's life can leave them feeling isolated and insignificant. This disconnect goes against a basic human need, the need for connection and understanding, something Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist, deeply emphasized. Jung believed that meaningful human relationships were essential to our personal growth and self-realization. From the lens of Stoic philosophy, Epictetus taught that we must focus on what lies within our control and release what does not. In relationships, this means recognizing when there's a lack of genuine interest and accepting that we cannot force someone to care or engage. Instead, our energy should go into building relationships that are truly enriching, where support and connection are mutual. Socrates, with his method of questioning and reflection, might have encouraged us to examine our relationships regularly. Are they based on real interest and mutual respect, or are they one-sided and draining? This type of honest introspection can lead us toward healthier, more balanced bonds. Now comes the fourth signal: emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation is a serious and subtle threat in any relationship. It often appears when one person uses guilt, emotional pressure, or even silent coercion to control or influence the other. What makes this behavior especially dangerous is that it targets the very qualities that make us human: our empathy, compassion, and vulnerability, often making us question our own feelings and decisions. Stoic philosophy once again provides guidance. Epictetus taught that while we cannot control others or external events, we can control our responses. This means identifying manipulation for what it is and choosing not to let it shake your self-worth or guide your choices. Marcus Aurelius believed strongly in living according to one's own nature and reason. In the face of manipulation, this means holding firm to your values rather than bending to emotional pressure. Aurelius might have said that staying true to yourself is how you protect your peace. Seneca, who often wrote about mental clarity and inner calm, would have seen emotional manipulation as a threat to this tranquility. It clouds the mind, creates internal conflict, and disrupts harmony. From this Stoic view, And from the perspective of Western psychology, resisting emotional manipulation is vital. Psychologists warn that manipulation can lead to anxiety, reduced self-esteem, and even depression. Recognizing it early is key to protecting both your mental health and emotional balance.